Hi, my name is Kevin Mosley. Thank you for meeting with me today. This interview should only be about 15 minutes. There are no right or wrong answers. It is important to us that we get your honest feedback on our questions. This session will be recorded, but will only be submitted for course purposes. Please sign this acknowledgement form if you are okay with this. And you got it and signed it. Everything's good, right?
Yeah.
Okay, sounds good. I'd like to start off by getting to know you a little bit. So, how far are you along in your UF journey?
Well, I'm Alvin Ramirez, and I'm a third year comp sci major, so I'd say I'm halfway, a little more than halfway now that we're in spring semester.
Okay. So do you plan on graduating a year from now?
Yeah, yeah, basically exactly a year from now I'll be graduating.
Okay, sounds good. Um, how has your background influenced your experience at UF?
Background, I'd say, I guess. I don't know how in depth you want me to go, but I mean, background, I guess. My parents are Hispanic, and like, there's always I guess at UF there's a lot of diversity, so it's cool on that front. It is like I think there's 50% white, there's a good percent Hispanic, but I say background wise, I mean I don't think I've had like any crazy background. I had like pretty fortunate to just have two parents that are both still married and just have been supporting me on the way here. And yeah, I just got it through grades and just the rigor.
Okay, sounds good. Do you have any computer science background as well?
Like background is in like before coming to UF.
Yeah, before coming to UF.
Okay, yeah, in high school I had taken what do you call it? Comp sci related courses like AP or any advanced placement like CS courses, and I was also taking like cybersecurity. So like kind of like in high school, I was like branching out in different technology fields, stuff like that, because they had a program going on that was related to the FBI, which is pretty cool. And I went into that, and like they kind of like just branch out and tell you all about what's like different branches and kind of just like introducing you to different topics so you can find out. And from that, I did Java, a little bit of coding, like pretty minimal stuff. But from there on, I was like, okay, I want to do something coding related, and now I'm here doing CS.
Okay, so you'd say your high school courses pointed you in this direction?
Yes.
Okay. So my next question here is, what are your interests?
What am I? What interests?
Interests.
Interests like specifically in CS.
It can be CS, but it doesn't have to be. It can be anything.
Okay. Interests. I mean, I love like music. Just always like on Spotify, like listening to different songs and stuff like that. School related, definitely like in CS. That's such a broad genre. I'd say specifically software dev, like anything coded related. Because I remember, I mean, my experience in high school, like in cybersecurity and other fields, and like a lot of them just didn't click as hard, or like I don't think they compare to the feeling of just being able to code a project. Like you're there, having new challenges pop up, but finally, when it does work, you have this completed project that you made by maybe not yourself, but like at least you contributed to it, and you can see like the effect of it and how it can affect others. So I feel like that's a really nice feeling.
That's good. So you'd say computer science is a pretty strong interest in your life?
Yes, definitely. I mean, besides that, I also like obviously there are just like other extracurriculars like fitness, like going to the gym, a little bit of kickboxing, like all things also to just stay active. And besides just computer science, to do on my free time and just of course hanging out with people is also fun. But yeah, computer science is very fun and yeah.
Okay, sounds good. So pivoting off that, where do you want to work in the future?
Specific places, I'm always going for like the top branches, of course, like you're looking at like Google, Amazon. But I mean, at the end of the day, like I'm always gonna reach for the stars. But if I don't land there or land somewhere along the way, I can always build my way up. So I'm just planning on like applying everywhere that I see myself suited to, any of those positions of software dev, and yeah, but mostly just aiming for the higher ups. And if I don't make it there, I'll lie somewhere along the way.
Okay, good stuff. So what are your career goals?
Can you specify a little bit or like
Yeah. Is there any like salary you want to hit? Any position you want to reach? Do you want to become a manager someday? Anything like that.
Mm, I guess, I mean, I don't have any specific like position or salary, but I mean, well, no, like I just want to be at a point where I'm comfortable, like obviously not be like overworked, but kind of just like a comfortable position, obviously still working and like you have to deal with it, but I kind of just want to be like at a position where I'm not like worrying for the next paycheck or like stuff like that, kind of just being comfortable and just being happy what I'm doing and not getting like too monotone or monotonous like stuff. That way I can like keep working and hopefully like not get bored of what I'm doing because there's nothing worse than like doing the same thing and you hate it.
Yeah. So you want, would a good way of putting it be just like a stable job that you
Yeah.
enjoy?
Yeah.
Okay. Good stuff. Um, what do you value outside of school and work?
Definitely family and friends is a big factor as that like I feel like as much as I can like code and do all this, like there's also like I also have to interact with people and of course my family is my first family, like always like can rely on them. And of course friends that can like I can talk to but in the similar field or just other friends that I can talk to who will like distract me and kind of talk about different topics, like just the social aspect of that also has like a really big mental impact on me.
Okay. Good answer. Um, how could UF better help computer science students?
Mm, I feel like they do offer a good amount of resources. Like they always have the CS fair, like the career fairs that are generated towards them. But I feel like one of the things that isn't like as strictly like postered out or like they like to show us, I guess the amount of student orgs are like just student orgs in general. Like there's a lot of student orgs and a lot of them can provide a lot of beneficial like resources, especially to CS students and just like help with internships and just like basically step like what comes past college. Like I feel like they offer good resources to like with classes and all that, but like I feel like there's a lack of what do you do after, like they don't really like touch upon that and kind of leave it to yourself, which is something you do have to find out, but I feel like there's a little extra like steps, like clubs do offer a lot of help and like they just kind of don't like talk about it too much.
Okay. Are there any clubs that you're a part of that have helped you?
Here you have like computer science related with the open source club, and that's a cool one. And there's one other one I know about. I can't remember it now that I was also participating in, but Open Source Club is really cool. They have like little projects you can work on, and you group up in teams. It's a lot of like you get introduced to new topics. You get to code with other people, and importantly, like you're gonna have a finished product because they have a little like timeline that they work on. So it's also something that you can write about, include on your resume, like stuff like that. They also have like socials and obviously workshops for resume building, whatever it is you need.
Sounds good. Sounds good. So, would you say that UF could maybe improve the process of finding student orgs?
Yeah, I'd say definitely that as right now, like if you're looking for an org and you look on the UF website, they're just listed in a very like alphabetical, just a long fat list. And I don't think there's any like filters or way of organizing that. If you want to look for a specific club, you either know what it's called or you don't. And yeah,
Yeah. So you would say, because I have mentioned that there is a some people I interviewed, they didn't know there was a catalog. So you know there's a catalog, but you're not a fan of it.
yeah, it's very basic catalog, not a lot of interactive features. Or like if you wanted to branch out to clubs, you're either gonna get tabled at Turlington or hear from someone else. You're not gonna have the ability to like for UF to like sponsor that.
Yeah. So you would like to see more of a system where if someone just wants a club for a certain thing, they don't need to know anyone or see anyone. They can just go out and find it.
Yeah, I mean, at the like, obviously, like you want to go out of your way to find these people. Like, it's always nice when you can find them at Turlington, or like if you're actually interested in it, you can go out to little fairs that people have, or basically Turlington is like the main tabling area that you'll find them. But yeah, I feel like if you don't like, maybe that club doesn't table, or like you missed a tabling event and you just don't know how to get information on that club unless you hear it from someone else or know it, then you kind of are stuck in the you're stuck there. You don't really know where to look.
Yeah, good good suggestions. A lot of unique perspectives you're offering here. In what ways has UF helped you as a computer science student?
I guess what I said earlier again, like with what they can help with, is like it's really nice having the UF career fairs and just like help with prereqs, and obviously the way structures or classes are built with TAs, like basic structure to help you, like they help a lot with like ongoing activities at UF, so that is nice.
Okay, that's good. Um, what UF resources could be improved?
I guess that's mostly like what I already covered, but just the club system, or kind of like having a more in depth, or I guess like the catalog search, at least give them like genres so that you can filter through, or like even maybe like sometimes you'll get suggested like fairs on campus from an announcement of your college. But even that's not enough. I feel like there's way more clubs and like orgs that you could join, and like the catalog would like help that if they had it more set out.
Okay, so if you were designing the catalog, what features would you include?
I guess it was like what I just said, but like kind of like having a genre system, or maybe even like you could put in what like um yeah, just a very basic genre, like maybe you want to do something music related, sport related, your major related. Like you could have all these genres that the clubs could be under, and that way they would also obviously participate because now they're outreaching more, they're getting new members through that, and more people can just find like information on them. They could plug in their social links and handles and just get more information through there.
Yeah, because one problem I've also heard is that the catalog is also it'll be outdated sometimes, or they don't really.
Yes.
Yeah, you can't really get in contact. So yeah, those are all good suggestions. Do you think something like maybe a quiz could also help, like a like finding out interests?
I guess a quiz could help out, but I feel like if you have genres and it's more sorted and like suited, like you could have a quiz to help someone if they're like completely lost. But I feel like most of the time people are like either looking for major related or like a club related to anything that they're already interested.
All right, sounds good. Would you say that UF has had an overall positive impact on your career?
I would definitely say so. Being here, having resources, meeting people, and just I mean like UF campus and like all like services they provide. Everything has been pretty pleasant so far. Nothing's been like, oh, like this is that, or only negative I guess the deconstruction on campus, which is a hassle, but that's just something that you learn to live with.
Good response. Do you feel like UF has prepared you well for things like technical interviews and just entering the workforce in general?
I guess sometimes they do offer some like workshops for resume or internship, but I feel like that again is mostly like it's very spontaneous. You'll see on campus, maybe someone announces or like someone in your college announces it. But I'd say for the most part, clubs are more reliable for those types of resources.
Okay, so would you like maybe would you like to see a class or something like that offered that gives students those services?
I feel like there might already be, or like, no, there is already. I'm forgetting that there is like, at least for my major, or they have a class that kind of goes over the very basics, or like of resume building and interview, and I did do that, and that does help. But it is very basic. Like at least they do offer that, but I don't think it's very broad, or like doesn't go really in depth. It kind of just giving you like showing you what you have to do, and like you have to go beyond that.
Okay, good stuff. Okay, that's pretty much all I have here today. Is there any general statement you would like to make about UF computer science in general before we sign off?
Um, I guess it's nice to be a student here, and all the classes are pretty nice. Nothing
Okay.
really. Yeah,
Awesome. Well, thank you for joining me today, and thank you for all the valuable insight.
of course.
Thank you.